In this lesson, we're going to learn about the entity script system. We're not actually going to go into any programming here. I just want to show you how you can attach scripts to objects in your scene and add behaviors and properties to them. So we have a scene set up specifically for this lesson, and it'll be found under Environments. It's this entity script sample, and you just click install, and that will download it and install it into your current project. I already have it installed, so I'm not going to. And then once you do that, you can hit the open button and open this script example map. And this is what we have. So we have this pivot here, this pivot entity, and if we select the scene tab, we can see down here there's this FPS player script added to it, and that's going to provide us with player movement and controls so we can walk around in our scene. We have these two objects in the front, these two doors in the front. They don't have any scripts attached to them. Then we have these objects in the back, and they already have a sliding door script attached to them and a swinging door script. And then these invisible boxes, these already have a collision trigger script added to them. Let's run the game and see what happens. I can use the mouse to look around, and I can use the WASD keys to move. When I walk up to these doors, I can press the E key, and that door, that will swing open. I can do the same over here, and that's a sliding door, so it will slide open. Of course, these doors back here, they don't have any script attached to them, so they don't have any behavior. If I just walk up to them and press E, then nothing happens. So the first thing we'll do is we'll select this door right here, and let's press the select script button here, and then under physics we'll select sliding door. Just double click that. Now we have a sliding door on there, and we'll do the same over here, except this time we'll use the swinging door. Okay, let's just see what that did. Okay, now when I walk over here and I press the E key, the door slides open. It stops too soon, but it does work. I can open and close it. Let's see what happens if I go over here. Ooh. Well, technically it is swinging open. It's just rotating around its center. That's not really what we want. We would rather if the door opened on its edge. So let's go back to the editor and see if we can change this. For the sliding door, we can see that it's 192 centimeters wide. And by default, the movement parameter on the x-axis is 128. So if we just change this to 192, then that should make the door open all the way. There it is. Okay, that was easy. Now let's take a look at this door on the left, the swinging door. This is also 192 centimeters, and here we have this offset value. So by default, the door is going to rotate around the center of the object, right here. And if it's 192 centimeters, well, 192 divided by 2 is 96. So if we set this offset value to 96 centimeters, then that should move the pivot, the rotation point, all the way to the right here. So the door should open like this. Let's try it. And it worked. Okay. Now I want to show you the Flowgraph system. I'm going to use the Flowgraph editor to connect these transparent trigger fields to the door that they're surrounding. So we have these two doors in the back, and they already have the sliding door script and the swinging door script attached to them. And we're just going to open the Flowgraph editor with this button here. And we have these nodes here that represent objects in the scene. Now we can grab any we can drag any object into the Flowgraph editor to add it. And if we want to remove one of these nodes, we can just right click on it and click the remove menu item, and it's gone. When one of these is selected in the Flowgraph editor, then it will also be selected in the 3D world. So you can kind of use that to tell which is which. So what I really want to do is drag a line from the collide function on trigger 1 to the open function on door 1, and then just let go of the mouse, and that establishes a connection. And I'll do the same thing here. And now those functions are linked. So that means when I step into the collision trigger, into the trigger 1, then it will cause door 1 to open. And the same thing with trigger 2 and door 2. So let's run the game and see if it works. Yep, there we go. And there it is. And as long as I'm standing inside this trigger zone, then that door is not going to close again. But if I step out of it, we just wait a few seconds, and the door will close. So that was pretty cool. What do you think would happen if I switched these? Let's try it. Let's just grab that and drag it. Well, we'll get rid of that, and then drag that up there. Drag another one like that and switch them. And let's run the game now and see what happens. You can probably guess. Well, this door isn't opening, but that one did. And now this trigger zone will open the other door. Maybe that's a game mechanic you can use. But that's just a simple example of how we can use the Flowgraph editor to add behavior to your games. And we didn't have to do any programming at all here. So you can do quite a lot with just by adding scripts and setting their properties and connecting them in the Flowgraph. There's actually quite a lot of gameplay that you can add without any programming at all.